thank you all for this. Just a couple of admin instructions or advice. On the 11th of November, as you all know, we celebrated the Remembrance Day. And we all came together in different quarters to celebrate the lives of those that died for us. I personally celebrated for a lot of other things besides the end of the First World War, which is the reason why we always wear the poppy. There are people that have died, that have passed on, besides the soldiers and the people that died in the First and Second World War, and of course the Malayan campaign in Lebanon and Sinai. But there are also servicemen and servicewomen like yourself that have passed on doing their best for the nation. And that's one of the reasons I wear the poppy. Not only for the soldiers, also for those people, for servicemen and for servicewomen. So for next year, I want us to, the Prime Minister's office, I want us to be a good example to everyone, all the ministries and departments, by wearing the poppy to remember not only soldiers that have passed on, and most of whom I know your relatives. I doubt any one of you here don't have any relatives as a soldier or servicemen and servicewomen. But besides those, there are also people that work for government in the public and private sector that have died in the course of duty, and we hope that we can remember them in those days, especially on the 11th of November. So on the 11th of October, when I launch the Poppy Appeal, I expect a whole lot of us to be wearing the poppy. And I want to thank you all for giving us the thoughts and ideas behind those budgets and the planning of those budgets. The important thing now, as I told the budget subcommittee, is the implementation of those of the individual sectors of those budgets. Last week, during the cabinet subcommittee, I talked to the minister and the officials of the education department by telling them how concerned I was, because we are going to give them the biggest budget, but in previous years we've received consistent complaints from parents about the utilization of budgets. As I go around the rural areas, I have received complaints about kids that still pay their bus fare because the money has not been forthcoming from the education department. And it's about service, really, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's about service. We've always emphasized that point that our work work for government is about service. And we can come up with all the policies, the wonderful policies, for example, in the budget that we have delivered in the last week. But if we can't implement those, then it's no good. But the fact of the matter is, because those policies have come out, the people that have listened and heard those policies depend on it, especially those that deal with socio-economic topics, the education, the medical. They know that we have provided money and funding, and they expect their 5 cents to come to them, whatever the money is available to them. So we must deliver, and it comes with service. Last week on, if I remember, Wednesday, I was in Nandi. I received constant calls from parents in Bonolevo, especially in Nabasa and Goa. Parents that went up to Vodafone to have the kids' e-tickets topped up. There was no funding from Vodafone. When I got the education officials together on Wednesday night, when we talked over that, they said that there was a gap between what they thought was supposed to happen and what that was really happening between Vodafone and them. And I told them, over the last 4 or 5 years, we provided this assistance. There should be no more gaps now. Because with those gaps, the people that we want to benefit the most will suffer. The kids and of course the parents. So it's not just about, what I'm saying is not just about 8 to 4:30 work. It's a 24-hour cycle. I understand that you need to go and have quality time with your family. And I insist that you have quality time with your family. But sometimes you need to stay back another half an hour just to complete the work that's on your table. As I've always said in my speeches during the Public Service Excellence Award. I'm speaking too much when we should be eating, but I want to thank you this afternoon. I want to thank you for this afternoon for the Excellence Award, especially the wonderful accolades that we received in the last couple of weeks. And I thank individually all of you for the wonderful work you've done for the office, the Prime Minister's office. We put ourselves in that pedestal that no one, I hope no one will ever get to, but we will continue from there onwards. Now,